Welcome Aries and Aries cross watchers to your singles and new love read. So we're going to get where you are, where you're headed for the singles read, and then for Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, we're going to get the next love interest. Doesn't mean that you want them or that you're interested, it's just the next love interest. So, where is Aries? Where is Aries headed? And what brought them to this? Holy cow. Okay, so where you were, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Where you are, Ten of Swords. Where you're headed, Ace of Swords. So, I mean, it's pretty clear here, Aries, that you, I feel like you tried to start too many things at once. And it's almost like you were fighting on too many different sides. It feels like at first, kind of like the beginnings of each of these tasks or goals, let's say, the beginning of each of them was manageable, but it's like they started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I feel like somebody stabbed you in the back is what happened. So let's get into that. I'm just looking at which clarifier deck we're going to use. All right. What happens with this, or how will Aries know that this is, so you have the Seven of Wands and Hanged Man reverse, Seven of Wands upright. Okay. I feel like looking back at the situation, you're able to see these certain kind of red flags or this warning signs that you didn't really pay attention to. I feel like at the time, you know how sometimes you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, but then you kind of forget about it or you brush it to the side. I feel like you didn't actually even get that sort of a heads up. It feels more that it's like after the fact, you're looking back and being like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like that's how you're able to look back and see where there may have been signs that you've missed. I'm going to be straight with you. I feel like the signs that you missed weren't exposed to you. I feel like whatever was presented to you by either these goals or these people, whatever version of them you got was not the version that betrayed you. What's interesting is I feel like there's somebody here. I'm hearing like you feel stupid for defending them. It's like you're not disappointed with yourself for having fought for someone that you cared about. I feel like you are, it's almost like you're disappointed that they found a way to kind of bamboozle you for that long. You know what I mean? It's like you're not sitting here trying to take responsibility for somebody else being a bit of a Judas here. I feel more that that it's like you're kind of grappling with like, okay, where's the lesson? I don't want to learn this again. And I feel like part of you is like, yeah, that's where, you know, I need to be. Like you kind of saying that to yourself, like, yeah, I need to be looking for the lesson. And I feel like the other part of you is like, can we just have a minute to like absorb what happened? Can we wrap our head around it for a second? So I feel like part of you is trying to push through and be like, okay, what's going on? What really happened? Where did I miss it? What's the lesson? And the other part of you is like, for the love of God, could we just catch our breath? So, what does Aries know about this truth, this Ace of Swords? What does Aries already know? Three of Cups and Four of Wands. Okay. And you can't see that. Let's move this still know? Better. And what do they not know that they need to? What does Aries not know? King of Swords. So, oops. I feel like you're kind of, like, whatever this truth is, it feels like you're looking at it like that's total BS. And I feel like part of that, I'm going to be straight with you, feels like you may be feeling that because you're jaded from just getting betrayed. From what I'm seeing, I feel like there's somebody that's coming in that's trying to, like, grab you and shake you and tell you some sort of truth. And I feel like it's almost like you're looking at them wanting to feel like you already, or not wanting to feel, but like part of you is feeling like, yeah, I know they already betrayed me. Like, why are you telling me that? And I feel like this person is trying to open your eyes to something about the situation that's different from how you're seeing it. And they seem to be somebody that's very, it feels like they may be like a bit short, a bit curt. Like, you know, the King of Swords is not somebody that minces words. If they have something to tell you, they're going to tell you. And so I feel like this person is trying to, it's almost like they feel that you're going to miss out on something if you don't start seeing things clearly. I was going to say, what do they think Aries is going to miss out on? We have the Five of Swords reversed. It actually feels like maybe not so much that you're going to miss out on something, but I feel like they're looking at it like, what are you even doing letting someone of that caliber take you down in the first place? It's the type of energy of the type of friend that, like, this isn't the friend that's going to come in and comfort you when you're sad. In a way that, like, you know, they're going to... This sounds diminutive in my head, so please bear that in mind. This isn't really how I would talk to somebody, but it's like, this isn't the kind of person that's going to come in and kiss your boo-boos and make it all better. This is the kind of person that's going to come in and bring light to the reality that they feel that you weren't facing before that brought you to this situation. That's the kind of person that is going to be, you know, dropping some truth bombs on you here. And they feel that they're doing it for your own good type thing. It is well-intentioned, but they're sick of this happening to you. So, Aries, for those of you, Aries Sun, the next love interest for Aries. Okay. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, King of Wands, and the Fool. I don't know if you saw that, but the Fool came out right like this. Aries Sun. I'm not trying to be rude, but somebody wants you really bad. I feel like there's somebody here that is, like, you might be able to catch them staring at you, looking at you a little, maybe not obsessed. I feel like there's somebody that may be like a business person that is actually quite, I'm hearing like affluent or successful, and they seem to be quite captivated by you, even if your social or financial status is different. It may or may not be. It just feels like they're looking at you very different from everyone around them. It's almost like, let me put it in a different way. Let's say, for example, the two of you make the same amount of money, but they run in like their social circle is all kind of like fake people that are only around as long as they're doing well. Whereas you're someone that's very different. It's like they're around people that started at the top and are still at the top, and like you started at the bottom and now you're at the top. So you seem to have, there's something that's very different about you, about the way you carry yourself. Now, obviously, this may not be the actual situation, but it's the energetics of it, right? It's like they're used to being around people that kind of act like idiots, and, you know, they treat people that have a lower social status very poorly, but you don't do that, and you kind of are disgusted by it. And they seem to be, hold on for a sec, they're quite taken with you. You seem to remind them of a parent or a grandparent that they really idolized when they were young. You know what I mean? It's almost like they feel that that parent, that grandparent sent you their way. Not like in the 3D, but the 5D, right? It's almost like you entering their life makes them feel that someone up there is looking out for them. What can Aries expect with this person? 4 Wands, 8 of Cups. Listen, I'd love to tell you something different. I don't really see this getting off the ground. It just is what it is. I feel like this person's quite taken with you. I feel like there's this kind of initial excitement, but nothing ever comes to fruition. You know what I mean? It feels like it's one of those things where like the two of you see each other across a crowded room and there's all this energetic, fiery energy between the two of you. It just feels like it's almost like you may be open to it to a certain extent, but I feel like they're not even thinking, like they haven't even made the jump to thinking about approaching you yet. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry that that's the case though. So for those of you with your Moon in Aries, Ten of Pentacles with the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom. I'm just going to move the Aries Sun out of the way a little bit here. I feel like this is someone, that really loves animals. They seem to be somebody that actually hides their wealth. It's the type of person that, like, it's not like they're walking around looking all raggedy. But it definitely feels like there's someone that doesn't let a lot of people know about all of the, like, secrets. Maybe not secrets, but, like, let people know about all of the special sort of things that they're hiding, that they have. I mean, like, that they own, if that makes sense. Sorry, that's my stomach. It's obviously not happy. I feel like there's something that is, it's almost like you may be looking at it like, oh, it's just more games, it's just somebody else trying to use me, so on and so forth. But it's almost like that may be what your head's saying, but that's not what your heart is saying. What does Aries need to know about this person's intentions? 3 of Wands and Queen of Cups. Oh my God, this person seems super sweet. I feel like there's somebody that it's like they're able to have this like knowledge of the world and understanding that it can be a real crap place sometimes. But in that same light, it's like they're equally as soft and loving and patient and kind as they are understanding that, like, the world, it's like they don't expect the world to be perfect, but they may act that way because they feel that, like they may act that way when it's just the two of you alone because you make them feel that way. There's like, that's what, like, there's something really sweet about them. And from what I'm seeing, they may kind of come onto the scene, you know, depending on where you are in this kind of timeline up here. They may come onto the scene and be like, oh, Aries just went through something. Okay, I'm gonna just sit tight. And I feel like they do have the intention to wait. I feel like this person may actually be a great help to you to kind of recover from what happened up here. And I feel like they are doing it to be a friend. But make no mistake, they definitely have the intention of pursuing something more with you when it is appropriate to do so. It feels like you'll know this person because they text back really fast. They're very attentive if you need them. If you call them, they'll be like, okay, I'll come by with some food. Like, it seems somebody, it's not an act. They're not putting it on. It's because they genuinely care and they're excited to hear from you. I'm a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds pretty nice. So, next love interest for those of you with a Aries rising, we have the Three of Wands with the Empress. So 2 3s. I feel like at first this person might not really even notice you. It feels like they're really focused on waiting for something else. They seem to be really, like, they're so laser focused on waiting for that other thing that they are not really paying much attention to you at this time. It's almost like they would crack the proverbial whip at somebody if they tried to make a move on you. It's almost like they seem to be trying to, like, protect you or defend you from other people that may approach you, even though they can't right now. It's like they're trying to, you know, for lack of a better word, like, protect their interests while they kind of wait for this other thing to happen. Let's figure out what that is. Let me use this deck. What's that other thing? Oh. Okay. So this person isn't actually waiting. Hang on. They're not actually waiting for something to happen. They're waiting for something to finish ending. May not be the actual situation, okay? But it's the type of energy where someone's waiting for a divorce to finally go through. Not someone that's just started the process, okay? But somebody that's waiting for that final bit of paperwork, or they've got the ball rolling, it's moving forward, and they're like anxiously or anticipating with anticipatory energy. That's how you say that word. But with that type of energy where it's like, to the external world, they may be patiently waiting, but they're not being very patient. And it's like the longer that they have to wait, the more people they kind of have to fight off to keep you. It feels like it becomes very frustrating for this person. I mean, it would be for anybody, right? So, how does this person feel about Aries? Yeah, that's so sweet. It's like there's no question in this person's mind that you're the one that they want. And it's almost like they seem to have this energy where even if you got with someone else while they were waiting for this thing to end, they are under, like, they would do absolutely everything in their power to win you over, regardless of the circumstances. It feels like if you're involved with someone, when this person's finally able to pursue something with you, they're going to start asking around. They're going to find out if that person treats you well. I feel like if if they find out that person isn't treating you well, they're going to have a real problem with it. That's for sure. Hold on for a sec. And I'm trying to feel like if there's any ambiguity with this person, because I was originally feeling that like if you're in a relationship with someone else, when this person finally feels like they can pursue you, like that's, you know, no offense to that other person, but that's really just going to be too bad because they're going to win you over. That's exactly what they're going to be doing. And I was trying to feel into like, okay, well, what if it is, you know, a serious relationship, or it's a marriage, or it's this or it's that? It's like this person's going to get the lay of the land and figure out like how you're being treated, what that person's like, what kind of life they can offer you. It's like they're going to look for a reason or a loophole so that they can still kind of justify to themselves pursuing you if you're already involved. Now, that, let me be clear. That's not to say that this person wants to be, wants to have an affair with someone who is involved and all that sort of stuff. It's more this person, like if you're already involved with this person, they're going to find out where that person is lacking. They're going to make sure they have it so that they can give you what you need and what they believe you deserve. And they're going to find a way to like out provide or like outwork the person that you're with. Does that make sense? So for those of you with your Venus in Aries, 5 of Swords, ooh, with the star. I think this person's a bit of trouble. I'm kind of getting this like bad boy, bad girl sort of energy. I feel like this person might be somebody that is a bit of a opportunist. I feel like they're going to see you as someone, because you're in this Ten of Swords energy right now, they may see you as somebody that would be easy to manipulate and defeat. And I mean, I don't know who they think they're dealing with, if they think that's going to work on an Aries, but okay. This person just seems to feel that it's like you're in a weakened state and it would be a real feather in their cap to be able to get whatever they want or need from you in this case. I'd love to say that like, oh, this person's going to be set. No, I don't. They feel that they're just a neutral. They're not a good person. They're not a bad person. They're just neutral. They take what they want. It's almost the energy of somebody that like goes around looting. It feels like the type of person that would be okay with looting villages and eliminating whatever or whoever would stand in the way of what they want. And they feel that like because it's a looting stage, because it's for their survival, then it's acceptable, right? They seem to have this really questionable. So it's interesting because from my perspective, we're not living in the medieval ages anymore. You don't need to go around looting people, right? And I feel like looting people in the sense that like those people are no longer above ground type deal, okay? It's a very extreme sort of energy, but from their perspective, it's like they're looking at it like it is acceptable given the circumstances, right? And so it's like they have this certain moral code, but in order for them to have what they need, what they believe they need to survive, what they believe they need to maintain an acceptable standard of living, they can do whatever they want. And they're okay with it. And that's where that kind of questionable, I shouldn't say questionable, that's where that kind of like peculiar energy comes in. And I feel like it may be difficult you know, depending on whether you do or do not get involved with this person, it feels like they're someone that you may have a hard time trusting because of that, that kind of like moral gray area that they have. Um, from what I'm seeing, it feels like it's someone that would be willing to sell you down the river for a few more swords if they needed them. So, and they would feel justified in doing so. So I think I'll leave it there, Aries. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful. If you like what I do, please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.